So London Trocadero against Picturehouse Cinemas. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I saw that. It's about insurance, isn't it?
What happens is that every year that the insurance comes up for renewal, the landlord considers that it is entitled to take a commission on top of the sum that it actually costs to buy the insurance, pay the profits of the insurer, and give a small commission to the broker. And in this case, it was shown that the landlord was taking sometimes over 50% commission. What's interesting about it is that some pro-landlord people have been saying, well, if the landlord's getting a discount from the insurer for placing bulk insurance policies with that insurer, why should the landlord have to pass on that discount to the tenant?
Right.
Do you know what the answer to that is?
Depends on the words of the lease.
Correct. Depends on the words of the lease. If the lease had said that the landlord can keep commissions, then fine. But actually what the lease in this case said was that the tenant has to pay premium, and premium does not include discounts, commission for the landlord, or bonds.
Right. And is broker commissions fine?
Broker commission is fine, not least because everyone, including the tenant, expected the broker to take a small commission. 4%, 5%. Whereas the tenant didn't realise, wasn't told, was kept from the tenant, that in fact there was a very large commission being kept by the landlord and charged to the tenant.
But is this normal practice for landlords to take such a big commission?
The evidence was that it's been going on since the 1970s, unbeknown to tenants. We had
widespread,
but especially in London in relation to big landlords. Most landlords, most insurers knew about it. Tenants didn't.
So all tenants should be be asking for more detail about where their insurance premium payments are going.
All tenants should first of all be looking at the lease, seeing whether their obligation to pay includes commission to the landlord for the placing of insurance. Then they should be pressing the landlord hard for details of what has actually been paid over and retained by the insurer.
Yeah.
And whether any sum has been retained by the landlord out of the sum paid by way of premium by the tenant. And then they should be going back 6, possibly 12 years and looking to recover. Don't you think that's quite interesting? I mean, that is not run of the mill.
Yeah.
Weren't you impressed?
And what about if you're drafting a lease?
No, but impressed.
I mean, if you're drafting a lease, can't you draft it in a way that makes sure landlords can recover commission?
Yes.
But the tenant's not going to like that.
Tenant may not accept it. And anyway, most existing leases are not drafted like that. So there's a lot of possible claims in the pipeline, and people need to be looking at the portfolios because there may be money to be returned. So I think it's of interest. I think it's got more general applicability than many cases in property litigation, which people often say, property litigation, things turn on their own facts and are individualised. But this is actually genuinely of wide interest, don't you think?
Of interest? I'm not sure wide interest.
What? Wide interest to tenants who have overpaid for insurance over many years.
That's a small crowd.